Good morning, Unionvale. How are we doing today? Welcome for our first day of online learning. All right, so I'm trying things a little bit differently, seeing if this works in a longer YouTube post. So I know you guys said you liked watching a lot of YouTube during these past few weeks that you've been home. So, I figured you could watch me on YouTube as well. I'm sure it's just as exciting as all the other YouTubers you guys watch. Apologize, but I'm going to go over some of the things that I kind of went over in those sample videos. So we're going to start with just discussing online learning again. So basically what's going to happen is every day I'm going to post an assignment on Google Classroom. A lot of this is basically things that we've been doing. I'll post a worksheet, like a reading with questions to answer inside of the reading, or I'll post a video with a question or two to answer. I'll have some videos where you'll have to answer questions during the video before you can, as you can continue to watch. So basically, you need to do these assignments each day because online learning is not optional. It's required. This is basically you are now back in school, and so every day your attendance is you actually completing the assignment. What's good thing though is that none of this is going to get graded. I'll check it for completion, and so basically you're going to get a incomplete or complete or an incomplete. Either you do it or you don't do it. So make sure you submit your work by the end of the day so that I can make sure I can keep track of who's been submitting, who's not been submitting, so we know who's actually attending school, basically. If you're working and you have some questions, basically I'll have office hours. So if you have a question, you can ask me either on Google Classroom. You can send me an individual message. You could also just create a message on our Google Docs, on whatever Google Doc I assign you that day. You could write me a message. I'm going to try to keep my office hours somewhat regular of in the morning, 10 to 10:45, and in the afternoon, 1 to 1:45. If that does change for whatever reason, I'll try to let you know. I'll just kind of let you know in the morning and be like, oh, hey, listen, I'm going to be on at noon today instead of 10. But I'm going to try to keep it somewhat regular so that you know when you can get in touch with me. And basically, you can just ask me a question about you didn't understand a particular topic or you're not sure what to do, and then I would be able to go over that with you. Spend no more than 15, 20 minutes on an assignment. Basically, the idea is just to keep you learning in some way. We don't want to overwhelm you or your parents or guardians in any way. So basically, after 15, 20 minutes, even if you still have 2 questions to finish, by all means, you can finish them if you want to, if you've got nothing else to do. But don't spend half an hour or 40 minutes or an hour working on an assignment. Oh, that's my little note sheet here. Working on an assignment, that's not the goal. The goal is just to have you kind of working on social studies for 15, 20 minutes, working on science for 15, 20 minutes. So that's the plan with that. If you have any other questions about online learning, just reach out to me and I'll do my best to answer them. Okay, next page. So besides learning about social studies, we want to really take this opportunity to try to become better people because we're all in the same position here. We're all stuck at home, doing this self-quarantining. And it'd be really easy to get into a bad routine of I'll just sleep till noon every day. I'm just going to play video games for 5 hours, or I'm just going to watch Netflix for 5 hours and talk to my friends and not really do anything to become a better person. The other idea would be, why not take this opportunity? Let's not waste this time. Let's actually take this opportunity where we are home with limited things that we can do. Why not focus on what I like to call positive personal growth? So I actually created a project called the Positive Personal Growth Project. It is totally voluntary. It is not mandatory. You do not have to do this. But I would like to see as many people on Team 2 and beyond doing this because it's a great thing for humans to do to try to become better people when given an opportunity. So some examples of things you could do for your positive personal growth project, if you choose to do it, would be things like learn a new song on your instrument. Teach yourself a new song on your instrument. Right? There's YouTube instructional videos, things like that. Memorize all the state capitals or the presidents, the U.S. presidents in order, right? From the first president to the current. You know which foreign language you selected, so why don't you start learning your foreign language, right? Why not start learning all the Spanish or French vocabulary that you might need? Learn all the colors, learn all the school supplies, learn the emotions, the things that you're going to learn next year. Why not start learning them now? You're going to give yourself a head start next year and make 7th grade even easier. You could also do things like, if you're into sports, you could be like, all right, look, I can get 45 consecutive juggles with the soccer ball. See if you can get 50. Try to push yourself to a new personal goal. What I'm going to do is show you my first personal goal. This is actually something that I started earlier, basically as soon as we were home. I took this opportunity to try and clear my front yard. So basically I didn't want to be lazy and sit at home doing nothing. So instead what I was like, you know what, in the front yard we have all these thorn bushes and vines. So I decided to clear them. And as you can see, there was quite a lot. So basically everything that you see here was once all thorn bushes and vines, and I have piles because I still have to actually clear them away. I cut them and I piled them up, but I still have to actually clear them. And that's like one of my future goals is to actually haul all these away and clear them, and then rake all the leaves up and eventually till the soil and be able to plant grass here. I also would like to put a horseshoe pit over there. Oh, hey, there's Benny saying hello. Hey, Benny. We'll use him. We'll see him again later. But basically, I decided to, just kind of not waste my time and do something positive for me and my family by getting outside, working outdoors, right, and clearing all this land that needed to be cleared, right? And it felt really, really good to get it done. And it actually gave me more energy to do other things, and it really made me happy that I was taking this time that we were, unfortunately given and using it for a positive thing. And that's what I'm going to ask you guys to all do as well. So, like I said, this is not mandatory, right? It's totally voluntary, but everyone should be thinking about ways to make themselves better people, right? So there's no reason to not do this. And as an added bonus, if all of Team 2 does this, right? If all of Team 2 takes a goal, right, and works towards meeting it, even if you don't meet it, right? If all of Team 2 does this, and you can see the Google slides I posted about how to let me know how it went. If all of Team 2 does this, I will learn a TikTok dance of your choice and post it for you. So that's your little incentive for doing this positive personal growth project, or PPG. Now, on to today's lesson. We're starting a new unit on ancient Rome. Now, the Romans are it's an interesting civilization because we're going to say Rome, which is a city, but it's also the name of the civilization. So it can get a little confusing. So what you're going to learn about today is the geography of Rome. Basically, what I have is a YouTube video for you to watch, and then one question to answer when it's all over. So again, 15, 20 minutes at the most. So Rome's the capital of Italy, but it's also the name of the civilization and the empire that we're also studying. So to start, the idea is the Italian peninsula, right? Well, one thing we know about peninsulas from our research and study of Greece is peninsulas, right? It's a body of land surrounded by water on three sides, which means it's going to have great trade, right? Lots of fishing, which the Romans absolutely did, right? Tons of trade, tons of fishing. Now, the second thing about the Italian peninsula is it's similar to Greece in that there is a lot of mountains. However, it's not as mountainous as Greece, so there's still plenty of farming, actually great farming in Italy, on the Italian peninsula, but the mountains can kind of slow down a little bit of trade, which we'll find out the Romans had a way of getting around that. And then to the north of Italy is the Alps mountain range, and that totally protected Italy from the north, so it really limited invasion from the north, from civilizations to the north, which allowed Rome to really develop and grow as a civilization. Now, the second thing about Rome's geography that we would kind of be familiar with is the idea of river. Rome has a major river flowing through it known as the Tiber River. Now, the Tiber River is not a huge river. It's not like the Tigris-Euphrates of Mesopotamia or the Nile in Egypt. It is a river that could support a city. So the city of Rome was able to develop and grow, because it had a fresh water source from the Tiber River, but the Tiber River also flowed into the Mediterranean Sea, which helped the Romans with trade. They had a great port city for trade. The third thing that really helped Rome develop as a city, which developed into a civilization, is its hills. There's two great things about hills. One is hills provide protection from invading armies. So the city of Rome was able to protect itself early on and grow and develop because it had hills to protect itself, right? Attacking uphill would be always more difficult than attacking, trying to attack downhill. Now, the second positive thing about hills is they're really good at tiring out doggos. So you can see Benny, he's running up that hill, right? And he runs up the hill pretty quickly, but look how fast he comes down the hill, right? He can come down the hill pretty quick, right? And he's already kind of out of breath, right? But he's gonna want to do it again. So let's do one more time. Hey, Benny. Okay, drop. And if you're wondering, I'm using a chuck it. I'm not that strong. I'm not that good at baseball. Come on, bud. Come on. That's my boy. Right, so today's video is certainly a little bit longer than some of the other videos because I had to go over what online learning was going to be like in the PGP project. But I will say that each day I'll post a video like this about what the topic we're learning about, so you get a little bit of information from me, and then you can do the activity. Oh, and my next PGP goal is this. Before Owen was born, I was doing push-ups every morning, and I was able to, do like two, 3 sets of about 20 push-ups at a time. Then Owen was born, and getting up every couple hours to change diapers made me a little less excited to do push-ups in the morning. So my goal is to get back to my push-up routine, specifically with this goal in mind. I would like to be able to do 50 push-ups in a row. All right, so I can do about 25 push-ups straight now without really getting too exhausted. So my goal is to do 50 push-ups in a row. I will, if I can do it, I will post that for you to prove that I was actually able to complete my goal of 50 push-ups in a row. So that is my final PGP. And other than that, I want you all to have a great day. Good luck with your online learning, and we miss you.